Ready, after 3, 1, 2, 3, start clapping, start cheering, who's on the stage?
Oh, good evening, good evening. This is gorgeous, isn't it? What a lovely place this is. I never expected that when you get booked for Hartlepool. This is not what you expect. This is, I've written a TripAdvisor review of this place. It's so good. I've just put beer, fantastic. Clientele, amazing. Lights above the bar, great. And hey, I'm glad some of you noticed that. Thank you. I've been Anthony, cheers. No, this is genuinely lovely. Not just because I live in Derby, so it's nice to be anywhere, if I've got to be honest. Plus, I share a house with 2 teenagers. So, they are mine. I should probably clarify that. It's not like, get in the van. No. She escaped. No, I've got two. My eldest one's same age as you, Jensen, 17. You've got your A-levels coming up this year. Do we do A-levels in Hartlepool? And my youngest one, he's 15. He's training to be a knobhead. That's basically what he's up to. Honestly, he's a proper knobhead. You can tell them. They're in every town, every city. They have a uniform now. They all have the same haircut. I don't know if you've noticed this. It's a little bit like yours, Jensen. It looks like you've not quite made the effort, though, mate. It's basically like proper short back and sides and then long and fluffy on the top. Have you seen that? You've seen loads of them around. Where I live, they all hang around together in the town centre. When they're coming down, it looks like a herd of alpacas have escaped the zoo. That's what it's like. Awful. Proper. He's a proper knobhead, my youngest. He's got a big year coming up. He's got his GCSEs coming up. And so I had to have that conversation with him that parents. Have we got any parents of teenagers? Can you cheer? Yeah, a few of you. So you have to have the conversation, don't you, when they're in year 11, where you have to pretend that GCSEs matter. Even though we know the day after they get the results, no one gives a toss. But we have to keep that illusion going, don't we? And I said to him, Tom, look, you've got a big year coming up. When you've done these GCSEs, what are you going to do? And he went, man's going to be influencer, fam. I was like, Tom, 2 things, mate. Number 1, you're white. Number 2, influencer. That's not a proper job. Come on, be real. And he went, fine, I'll be a podcaster. So they're different. They're a different breed, aren't they, the young ones? And they all hang around together, and they're responsible for about 80% of the posts on my local Facebook group. Have we got one of those around here? Have you got one of those? They're great, aren't they? I think the biggest mistake Facebook made was allowing anonymous posting, though, because it's just a vent for angry old men, isn't it? I see it every day. If I find any more shit on my garden... I mean, to be fair, it wasn't a dog, so I guess he had a point. And then we have to be detectives now, that's the thing, on our Facebook group. Like, a load of the posts are, does anyone recognise this man? He was rooting around in my garden at 3 o'clock this morning. Here's the Ring doorbell footage. I don't like that Ring doorbell footage, because until we started seeing that, I thought it was the foxes that were doing that at 3 in the morning. And now, if I'm honest, I can't sleep properly thinking, who is it that's wandering around rummaging bins at 3 in the morning? So we've got that one, and then we all now have to be experts in what everybody in our town's doors look like, don't we now? Because that's the other one. Does anyone recognise this door? I've got a parcel, but it's not mine. Is it yours? And it's like, I think the couriers have just thought, fuck it, just get to the nearest postcode and let Facebook do the rest of it. They're letting us do the work now. That's what's going on. 6 months' time, they won't even leave the depot. They'll just go down B&Q, buy 6 different coloured front doors, take the photos in front of them. They'll be back in bed before Loose Women starts. That's what's going to go on. Right, so we've got this going on the Facebook. But the other thing in my Facebook group is all about the teenage knobheads and what petty crime they've been up to. At the minute, their thing is they're going round, they're nicking bikes, and then they're just pissing around with them for a bit, and then they dump them a couple of hours later. So basically, you see a post that says, my bike's been nicked, followed by a picture of a bike going, is this anyone's bike? Followed by, my bike's been... It just goes on and on and on. Right? And I thought, I'm going to get in on this. So I've started my like little neighbourhood watch for these knobheads, right? So I sit when I'm having my tea at night and I stare out the window, and it's not at all creepy. And I just watch for them. Now, the other night, I saw a herd of alpacas coming down the street. I say I saw them, I could smell them first, if I'm honest. It's like a potent combination of marijuana and Lynx Africa, right? It's awful, right? And they're coming down. I looked and I thought, here they come. Here's the alpacas. Here they are. Look, they're out on their little walk at night. And then I noticed one of them was on a bike. And I was like, I knew it. He's nicked that fucking bike. And then I looked again and I thought, I think that's mine. Cheeky bastard. So I went round. It wasn't mine. Mine was in the shed, locked up, all chained up. And that's where he's staying until he's done his revision. So... Oh, this is nice. You all coupled up. You guys been together ages, yeah? Is that right? Do you like swing and that as well? Or like, no. Oh, Neil, you promised. How long have you been together? It was like 20 odd years, yeah? So, like, you would have met back in the day, right? Before we had all this modern stuff. Like, Jen, did you meet your partner in the real world, Jensen, or did you some sort of app? Fortnite, something like that, was it? Like, because it's all digital now, isn't it? Like, young people get together digitally. I was talking to a young couple on the front row at a gig recently. Like, they were a little bit older than you, but not much older. And I was doing the comparing thing like Al's doing. I was like, oh, you guys are a couple. How did you meet? And this guy just looked at me and he went, Tinder. Like it was the most natural thing in the world. And I realised at that moment, it is now. It's us that do the weird shit. Because then I tried to explain how I met my wife. And basically, it turns out that what happened in my day is we would go out on a Friday night, we'd drink 17 bottles of Holston Pills in the local nightclub, 42nd Street, right? And just wait for the DJ to play Kiss from a Rose by Seal. See who stumbled into you. Next morning, you turn over and go, yeah, that'll do. And I thought, actually, you're right, because these days it's all about they check each other out, they research each other, don't they? They look at the profile, they might look at them on their online, and that's before they even have a conversation. And then, of course, the minute they do have a conversation, they just send pictures of each other's genitals. It's very weird. We never did that, did we? You couldn't have done that back in my day, when we had dial-up. Can you imagine that, getting a dick pic by dial-up? Right. What is it? Is it a hedgehog? Oh, Jesus Christ. But that's how it is, right? So I met my wife when I was very young, and we got together and we got married, we had kids, and then about 4 years ago, I came to my senses. We got divorced, right? And it was nothing major, right? But she said I was a penny pincher. She said I was too tight with money, and it all came about because it was her 40th birthday coming up, and she kept dropping hints about what she wanted to do for her birthday. And over the course of about 3 weeks, I discovered that the Rolling Stones were playing Anfield and it was 150 quid. So I booked us the Rolling Clones for 15 quid in a field, and apparently that wasn't good enough. So we split up, and that meant for the first time in my life, I was living on my own. Now, does anybody else here live on their own? Where was that from? That was like a balloon just slowly deflated down. It's amazing. If you don't live on, honestly, you should give it a try. I don't know why society forces us to spend our lives sharing facilities with other stinking, hairy human beings. But living on your own is great, right? There'll only be a couple of us who will relate to this. But when I get home tonight, I can put something down, and tomorrow morning it will still be there. Most of the blokes, that. A week can go by, a month, doesn't matter. My dining room table's had a kebab on it since last August. It's amazing. I love it. I love living on my own. But I did get a little bit lonely after the divorce, and I decided I would give it a go. Right now, obviously, as I say, they don't even play Kiss from a Rose anymore. You've got no chance. It's all online. Now, I wasn't sure how to do this. I'm not great with technology. I don't think I'm from that generation in my 50s. I'll tell you how bad I am with technology, actually. Last week, I tried to order my shopping online for the first time, right? I installed the app. I put everything in, all my details, started adding things. I saw this little warning that said minimum order value £50 before you can check out. I went way above that. And then when I did come to check out, wouldn't work. And I was going, oh, come on, this is ridiculous. I ended up on the phone to Tesco's tech support. And I was like, come on, what's happening? He went, oh, is it the first time you've used the app? I said, it is. He said, yeah, this happens sometimes. What you need to do, delete your cookies, try again. I did that. It just said basket empty. So... just biscuits, Jensen. I don't know if you can tell. I have put on a little bit of weight, to be fair, recently. By recently, I mean since about 1984. I'm trying to do something about it. What I'm doing is each time I go to a gig, I'll have a little look around see if there's any fellas that look like they're taking care of themselves, you know, the more mature gentleman that actually does look after themselves, and then I'll just get some tips from them. So it's Chris, isn't it? Chris, have you got any idea who I might ask tonight, mate? No, I've joined a gym. Does anyone else go to the gym? Yeah, a few of you go to the gym now. I've never been a member of a gym. I joined last week, and I joined on the Wednesday. Thursday morning, got a phone call, not from the gym, from a credit card company to talk about the suspicious activity. It's not good, is it? No, it's not good. Anyway, I digress. So I went on this dating app, right? And I got quite excited because I got a match quite quickly. And it's unsurprising, isn't it? Because there's a lot of women who find a man attractive who looks like both the Mitchell brothers at the same time. And we got on really well. And one thing I'd read was, like, when you're online, people research and they're very picky. So whatever you do, if you do match with someone, try not to disappoint them at your first date. You know, do everything you can to meet their expectations. And I had this in my mind. So we arranged this date. Now, I don't know if you have them up here, but where I live in the Midlands, we have a little chain of gastropubs that do fantastic food, really good price drinks. They're called Wetherspoons. I don't know. Right, so I said, let's go to Wetherspoons Thursday night, curry club. It's 2 for 1 on curry, so you'll only have to buy 1 meal. I thought that was very generous of me. And but on the night of the date, I'm going to leave you with this. On the night of the date, she rang me up, and she said, "Oh, Anthony, I feel a bit bad. There's something I've not told you. And when we go for this date, you might not want to go through with the date." And I said, "I promise you I will, because it's been a while." And she said, "Well, okay. There's only one way of saying this. I am expecting a baby." I know that's a lot, isn't it? But I didn't want to disappoint her, didn't want to let her down. So I turned up in Wetherspoons wearing just a nappy. Now I'm blocked. No idea what happened. No, I'm just trying to meet her expectations. She had a badge and everything, baby on board. I was not on board, I tell you this. Oh, God, she's been absolutely lovely. This is a wonderful little gig. Please keep supporting it, and hopefully I'll come back soon and see you again. Cheers. Good night.
There's a hand on your